The arrival. The sensors went silent. Every screen on the bridge turned black. Then, from the darkness of space, something impossible appeared. A ship that shouldn't exist. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of Earth Defense Ship Phoenix. She watched the stars through the main window. Everything seemed normal near Europa, Jupiter's ice moon. The crew laughed at something Lieutenant Marcus said. Another boring patrol day. "Captain, my coffee is colder than space itself," joked Marcus, her best friend since academy days. 20 years in service and still no action. Maybe aliens don't exist after all. Sarah smiled. "Careful what you wish for, Marcus." The words barely left her mouth when the first alarm went off. "Captain!" The radar officer's voice shook. "Something's wrong. My screen just died." "Run diagnostics," Sarah ordered, walking to his station. "That's the thing, Captain. The computer says everything is working perfectly, but I see nothing." More alarms started ringing. One by one, every system on the Phoenix began failing. Not breaking, just going dark. The temperature dropped fast. Their breath became visible in the cold air. "Life support failing," someone shouted. "No." The engineer checked his readings. "Life support is working. The cold is coming from outside?" Sarah felt it too, a chill that went deeper than cold. It touched something inside her mind, made her want to run, hide, disappear. "All stop," she commanded. "Something's out there." The lights flickered. Darkness. Light. Darkness again. In that moment between light and dark, Sarah saw it. A ship. But calling it a ship felt wrong. It looked like someone had cut a piece from space itself, pure black. Not the black of painted metal, the black of nothing, a void, of endings. "Mother of Earth," Marcus whispered. The shadow ship was massive, 3 times bigger than Phoenix. It had no lights. No engines Sarah could see, no windows. It moved through space like a shark through dark water, silent, smooth, hungry. "How long has it been there?" Sarah asked. "Captain, according to our logs, it's been following us for 3 hours. 3 hours. This thing had stalked them for 3 hours, and they never knew." "Open communications," Sarah ordered. Her training kicked in. First contact protocol. Stay calm. Be peaceful. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of Earth Defense Ship Phoenix. We come in peace. Please respond." Silence. "Try all frequencies." "I am, Captain. But our equipment, it's working, but it's like our signals just stop existing when they reach that ship." The shadow ship moved closer. No engine fire, no thrust. It simply moved, like reality itself bent to its will. "Weapons online," Sarah commanded. "But do not fire. I repeat, do not fire unless—" A voice filled the bridge, not through speakers. The voice came from everywhere, from nowhere, from inside their heads. "Humanity has been judged." Every crew member grabbed their heads. The voice felt like ice in their brains. "Judged?" Sarah forced herself to speak. "By whose authority? We've done nothing to you." "You exist. That is enough." The shadow ship's surface rippled. Something extended from it. Not a weapon. Not exactly. More like a piece of night reaching toward them. "Fire!" Sarah shouted. "All weapons! Fire!" Phoenix's laser cannons lit up space. Missiles launched. Everything they had flew at the shadow ship and passed right through it. "That's impossible!" The weapons officer stared at his screens. "Our weapons just went through it like it wasn't there." The shadow arm touched Phoenix's hull. Where it touched, the metal didn't break. It simply stopped being. A perfect hole appeared. Air rushed out. "Seal that breach," Sarah ordered. But the hole sealed itself. The shadow had taken what it wanted and moved on. "Damage report," Sarah called. "No damage, Captain, but Johnson and Petrov were near that breach. They're gone." "What do you mean gone?" "I mean gone, Captain. Not dead, not sucked into space. They just aren't anymore." Sarah watched in horror as more shadow arms reached for her ship. Each touch took someone. No screams, no bodies. Her crew simply stopped existing. "Phoenix to all Earth ships." Sarah grabbed the communication device. "Earth is under attack. I repeat, Earth is under attack by something we can't fight. Something we can't even touch." Marcus stood beside her. "Sarah, what do we—" The shadow touched him. Sarah watched her best friend's eyes go wide. He reached for her, his mouth open to speak. Then Marcus became nothing. Not even dust remained. The shadow ship turned, not toward Phoenix, toward Earth. "No," Sarah whispered. Then louder into the communicator. "All ships, all stations. A shadow warship is heading to Earth. Our weapons don't work. It makes people disappear. Earth needs to evacuate. Earth needs to—" The voice came again. "Run, hide, fight. It changes nothing. Humanity's time has come." Sarah stood on her broken bridge with half her crew gone, watching humanity's doom fly toward Earth. The battle hadn't even started, and they'd already lost. Humanity's response. When humans are pushed into a corner, they don't just fight back, they rewrite the rules of war. Admiral Jake Morrison had seen many things in his 60 years. Wars, peace, the rise of Mars colonies. But nothing prepared him for the video from Phoenix. He watched Captain Chen's crew vanish into nothing, watched the shadow ship move like death itself toward Earth. "Sir, the shadow ship will reach Earth in 6 hours, his assistant reported. 6 hours. 6 hours to save 8 billion lives from something that ate reality itself. "Get me everyone," Morrison commanded. "Scientists, generals, even those. Crazy bastards from the Experimental Weapons Division. Hell, get me the kid who cleans the floors if he has an idea." The war room filled quickly. Earth's brightest minds gathered around the holographic display showing the approaching shadow. It moved slowly. Not because it had to. It moved slowly because it wanted them to feel fear. "Our weapons pass through it," General Adams said. "We can't touch it." "Then we think differently." Morrison stood. "This thing uses darkness, right? Shadows? What kills shadows?" "Light," whispered Dr. Emily Wong from the science team. "Light kills shadows." "But our lasers didn't work," someone argued. "Because lasers are focused light, controlled, predictable." Wong's eyes lit up with sudden understanding. "This thing isn't just shadow. It's anti-light. It eats organized energy. But what if we gave it something it couldn't eat?" Morrison leaned forward. "Explain." "Project Sunburst. We've been hiding it for 10 years. Wong pulled up classified files. "A weapon that doesn't shoot light. It becomes light. Pure, chaotic, star-born light." The room went silent. Project Sunburst was meant to be humanity's last option in case of extinction-level events. It turned ships into miniature suns for exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds of becoming a star. Most pilots who used it died. "We have 12 Sunburst ships," Wong continued. "Never tested in real combat." 12 ships against that monster? General Adams shook his head. 13, a voice said from the doorway. Captain Sarah Chen walked in, still wearing her damaged uniform. "Phoenix may be hurt, but we're not dead. My remaining crew volunteers." Morrison studied her. Sarah had lost half her people and just watched her best friend disappear. But her eyes burned with something the shadow ship probably never encountered before. Human rage mixed with human hope. "Captain Chen, you've done enough." "With respect, Admiral, that thing took my people. My friend. I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you, Phoenix flies with the Sunburst fleet." Suddenly, alarms screamed. The shadow ship had changed course, not toward Earth anymore, toward the moon. "Why the moon?" Morrison asked. The answer came from a young technician. "Sir, the moon base just activated something. All our deep scanners are going crazy." On screen they watched the moon base light up, not with normal lights, with something else. Something that made the shadow ship stop moving. "What did those idiots do?" Morrison demanded. "Sir, it's Dr. Yuki Tanaka. She says she's been studying the disappeared people. They're not dead." Morrison grabbed the communication device. "Tanaka, this is Admiral Morrison. Report." Tanaka's voice crackled through. "Admiral, the vanished people are alive. They're in some kind of shadow dimension. And I found something else. These beings, they're collectors. They've done this before. Thousands of worlds, billions of species, all preserved like trophies." "Can we get our people back?" "Yes, but there's more. I've been sending messages into the Shadow Realm. The disappeared can hear us. And, sir, they're fighting from the inside." Sarah's head snapped up. "Marcus?" "Captain Chen?" "Yes, Marcus is alive. He says the shadow beings have one weakness. They need order. Perfect, absolute order. Chaos hurts them." Morrison stood up straight. A plan formed in his mind. Not a military plan. Something insane. Something only humans would try. "All ships, this is Admiral Morrison. New battle plan. We're not going to fight this thing. We're going to give it the most human welcome possible. We're going to show it chaos." "Sir?" General Adams looked confused. "Every ship does something different. No pattern, no order. Some ships play music. Others flash random lights. Send out every signal on every frequency. Make noise. Make art. Make war. Make peace. All at the same time." Sarah understood first. "You want to break their minds?" "No, Captain. I want to show them what humanity really is. We're not orderly. We're not predictable. We're beautiful chaos wrapped in flesh and hope. And if they want to collect us," Morrison smiled darkly, "they better be ready for the mess we bring." The shadow ship moved again. Faster now. It sensed something had changed. The prey wasn't running anymore. Humanity was about to do what it did best. The impossible. "All ships launch in 30 minutes, Morrison commanded, "and someone tell the Mars colony to start broadcasting their music festival. Let's show these shadows what happens when humans stop being afraid." Sarah headed for the door, then turned back. "Admiral, what if this doesn't work?" Morrison's smile grew wider. "Then we die doing the most human thing possible, being absolutely, brilliantly unpredictable." The shadow ship sent another message. "You cannot win." Morrison picked up the transmitter. For the first time, he responded directly to the shadow beings. "You're right. We can't win. But here's the thing about humans. We don't need to win. We just need to make sure you never forget us." In the shadow dimension, Marcus and thousands of disappeared humans heard Morrison's words. They began to sing, all different songs, all at once. The shadow ship shuddered. The real battle was about to begin. The dark truth. The greatest enemy isn't the one who wants to destroy you, it's the one who wants to preserve you forever. Sarah Chen stood in the modified Phoenix, wearing humanity's most insane creation, the quantum ghost suit. It would let her enter the shadow dimension. It would also probably kill her in 15 minutes. "Captain, you sure about this?" Her new lieutenant, David Kim, looked worried. "Someone has to go inside and understand what we're fighting." Sarah checked her suit readings. "Besides, Marcus is in there. All our people are in there." What happened next shocked everyone. The shadow ship sent a new message, not a threat, an invitation. "Come, see, understand." A door opened in the shadow ship, an actual door, made of pure darkness. Admiral Morrison's voice crackled through comms. "Captain Chen, this could be a trap." "Everything about this is a trap, Admiral, but they want to show us something. Maybe that's their mistake." Sarah jumped. Not through space, through reality itself. The moment she entered the shadow door, everything changed. She expected darkness. She found a city. A massive, impossible city floating in gray void. Buildings made of crystallized time. Streets paved with forgotten memories. And everywhere, were beings in glass prisons. Billions of them. Maybe trillions. "My God," Sarah whispered. "Not God. Collectors." Sarah spun around. Marcus stood there, but not just Marcus. He looked different, translucent, like he existed between two worlds. "Marcus!" She ran to him but passed right through. "Can't touch, different dimensions bleeding together." Marcus smiled sadly. "But I can show you. Sarah, you need to see what this really is." He led her through the city. Each glass prison held a different species. Some looked peaceful, others screamed silently, all perfectly preserved at the moment of their collection. The Vardak. Marcus pointed to insect-like beings. Collected 3,000 years ago. We're about to discover FTL travel. The Zen. Floating jellyfish creatures. Musicians. Their songs could heal. Collected 900 years ago. The Prylax. Warrior reptiles. Never lost a battle. Until they met the collectors. Sarah's mind reeled. How many? 47,000 species. All saved, all imprisoned, all watched by them. Show me them. The collectors. Marcus led her to the city's center. There, in a tower that hurt to look at, Sarah saw them. The collectors weren't monsters. They were beautiful, beings of pure energy and shadow, older than the universe itself. They danced between dimensions like gods, and their leader, something that looked like a star wrapped in darkness, spoke directly into Sarah's mind. "We are the eternal observers. We save what would be lost." Images flooded Sarah's brain. The collector's history. They witnessed the first universe die, watched billions of species destroy themselves. War, greed, stupidity. The same pattern, over and over. "So you started collecting," Sarah said, "preserving species before they could destroy themselves." "We save the beautiful moments, before the ending, before the pain." More images. Earth's future without intervention. Nuclear war in 2157. Biological plague in 2234. AI rebellion in 2298. By 2400, humanity extinct. The collectors showed her every possible timeline. All ended the same. "But that's just probability," Sarah argued. "You can't know. We have seen your pattern 12,847 times. Species like yours always end the same." "Species like ours?" The collector showed her. Violent species, creative species, chaotic species, all collected just before their peak, all preserved in perfect moments. Then Sarah noticed something. In every glass prison, the preserved species looked dead. Not physically, but their eyes. Empty. No spark, no hope, no growth. "You don't save them," Sarah realized. "You stop them. They're not living, they're exhibits. Existence without ending is eternal." "Existence without change isn't life," Sarah shot back. "It's death with extra steps." The collector leader moved closer. Sarah felt its ancient mind press against hers. It showed her something else, something secret. The collectors were dying. Not physically, but their perfect order, their absolute control. It was poisoning them. They hadn't changed in millions of years. Couldn't change. They were trapped in their own perfection. "You're not saving us," Sarah laughed bitterly. "You're jealous. We can still change, still grow, stay. We'll surprise ourselves. And you're already dead. You just haven't stopped moving yet." The collector's form flickered with something. Anger? Fear? "We offer eternal preservation." "We refuse." Sarah stood straighter. "Humanity chooses the chaos, the pain, the endings, because that's what makes the journey worth it." Suddenly alarms blared through the shadow dimension. The collected species were stirring. All of them. Sarah's defiance had reached them somehow. Marcus grinned. "You did it. You gave them hope. The one thing the collectors can't preserve." The glass prisons began cracking. Impossible. Order must be maintained. But order was breaking. The human chaos Morrison had unleashed outside was affecting the shadow dimension. Music from 1,000 human ships bled through reality. Art, screams, laughter, love, hate, everything at once. The collected species began singing their own songs. adding to the chaos. The collector leader did something unexpected. It laughed, a sound like dying stars. Perhaps we were wrong about humanity. Sarah felt the dimension shifting. Her 15 minutes were almost up, but she had one more card to play. You want to preserve things? Preserve this moment. The moment perfect order met perfect chaos. The moment you learned you could be wrong. The collector leader studied her. You would teach us chaos? No, we'd teach you how to live again. Real life. Messy, painful, beautiful life. The Shadow City shook. Cracks appeared in reality itself. Choose, human, free your species and leave, or stay and show us this chaos. Sarah looked at Marcus, at the billions of trapped beings, at the dying gods who had forgotten how to live. She made the most human choice possible, the unexpected one. Humanity's gambit. They expected humanity to fight with weapons. They never expected humanity to fight with pure, beautiful chaos. Sarah Chen did the unthinkable. She refused both choices. I choose option 3, she told the collector leader. We all leave, together, every species, and you come with us. The ancient beings, form twisted. Impossible. We are the eternal observers. We do not. You don't live. Yeah, I got that. Sarah's suit warned her, 2 minutes left before death. But here's the thing. You preserved 47,000 species because you were lonely. You wanted to keep beauty from dying, but you became the very death you feared. Outside, Admiral Morrison's chaos attack intensified. Human ships weren't just making noise now. They were doing something insane. Each ship started broadcasting Earth's entire history. Every war, every peace, every birth, every death, every kiss, every tear, everything at once. The shadow dimension cracked more. Reality itself was getting confused. Marcus suddenly gasped. Sarah, I can feel my body. The dimensions are merging. Not just Marcus. All the collected beings were becoming solid. The glass prisons shattered completely. 47,000 species stood free for the first time in millennia. But instead of running, they waited, watching the human woman face down gods. The collector leader moved closer. Its form was changing, becoming unstable. We cannot exist in chaos. Order is our nature. Wrong. Sarah pulled out something from her suit, a small device. Dr. Tanaka gave me this. She called it the Mirror Protocol. Want to know what it does? She activated it. Suddenly the collector could see itself through human eyes, through the eyes of every species, not as saviors, not as gods, but as afraid, lonely, dying beings who had forgotten how to take risks. The collector screamed, a sound that broke 3 dimensions. Turn it off! Feel that? Sarah stepped forward, her body starting to fade as the suit failed. That's called growth. It hurts, but it means you're alive. Then the impossible happened. A small Vardak child, collected 3,000 years ago, walked up to the collector leader. The insect being touched the god of shadow and light. We forgive you, the child said in perfect English, learned in moments from the human broadcasts. You were afraid. We understand afraid. One by one, every collected species approached, not with anger, with something the collectors never calculated, compassion. The Zen sang healing songs, the Prilax warriors offered protection, species after species offered their gifts, not as prisoners, as teachers. The collector leader's form began to shift. For the first time in eons, it was changing, learning. This hurts, it said, not in the booming god voice, in something smaller, newer, afraid. Yeah, Sarah laughed, blood running from her nose as the suit killed her slowly. Welcome to being alive. Morrison's voice cracked through dimensions. Captain Chen, the shadow ship, it's turning into light. Outside, the impossible shadow vessel was transforming, not disappearing, evolving. Dark became bright. Order became art. The ship became a fusion of 47,000 different architectures, constantly shifting, never stable, always beautiful. But Sarah was dying. The suit had taken its toll. Marcus caught her as she fell. He was solid now, real, pulled from the shadow realm by humanity's chaos. Sarah, no! The collector leader knelt beside her, a god kneeling before a dying human. You taught us the price of living, it said. Now learn the gift of preserving. It touched her, not to collect, to heal, but not just the collector. Every species joined in. 47,000 different healing methods all at once. Chaos medicine. It shouldn't work. It did. Sarah gasped. Alive. Changed. She could see all dimensions now, feel every timeline. She had become something new, still human, but more. We propose an alliance, the collector leader said, its form now shifting between shadow and light, order and chaos. Not as collectors and specimens, as students and teachers. We will learn your chaos. You will learn our eternity. Together, we might become something unprecedented. Admiral Morrison's fleet surrounded the transformed ship, weapons ready, waiting for orders. Sarah stood, Marcus supporting her. She looked at the thousands of freed species, at the transformed collectors, at the human fleet ready to die for their freedom. Admiral, she broadcast, stand down. We're not at war anymore. We're at the beginning of something nobody expected. Captain, are you compromised? Sarah laughed. No, sir, I'm evolved. We all are. Humanity just did something impossible. We taught gods how to be mortal, and they're going to teach us how to be eternal. The Vardak child tugged at Sarah's ruined suit. Will you show us Earth music? We've been listening from inside. We want to learn chaos too. Across space, 47,000 species began broadcasting their own chaotic signatures. Music, art, mathematics that danced, poems that painted reality. The universe had never seen such beautiful disorder. Earth responded with the most human thing possible. They sent recipes, music, memes, videos of cats, children's drawings, everything that made no sense but perfect sense. The collector leader, no longer the collector but something new, spoke to all dimensions at once. We were the eternal observers. We watched the universe die slowly in perfect order. But humanity showed us truth. The universe isn't dying. It's dancing. And we want to dance too. Sarah looked at Marcus, at her crew, at the impossible alliance forming. So what happens now? Marcus asked. Sarah grinned. Now? Now we do what humans do best. We make impossible friends. We share impossible ideas. We create impossible futures. And the 47,000 species? They are free. Free to stay. Free to go. Free to join us in the most human adventure possible. Which is? Sarah looked at the transformed god beings learning to laugh, at the freed species teaching each other chaos, at humanity's fleet beginning the universe's first interdimensional party, making it up as we go along. The collector leader tried to smile. It came out wrong, twisted, beautiful. We observed the universe for 1 billion years. We preserved perfect moments for eternity. But humans taught us the most valuable lesson. What's that? Sarah asked. The ancient being looked at the chaos around them. Species mixing, dimensions blending, order and disorder dancing together. That the best moments can't be preserved. They have to be lived. Messy, painful, chaotic, and absolutely perfect in their imperfection. Earth received the final transmission from Phoenix. Admiral Morrison himself read it to the world. Humanity won not through weapons or strategy. We won by being ourselves, chaotic, unpredictable, compassionate, insane. The shadow beings came to preserve us. Instead, we freed them. And 47,000 species. First contact successful. We're coming home. And we're bringing everyone. The universe would never be the same. It would be better. Beautifully, chaotically, impossibly better. Oh, and Admiral, Sarah added in a private message. Tell Earth to prepare. 47,000 species want to try pizza. This is going to be interesting. The god of shadows and light, trying its first laugh, agreed. Humanity had done the impossible. They had taught eternity how to live in the moment, and the moment was perfect in its chaos.